Okay, part 2. Sorry. So we're still talking about why won't this guy make a move? And I was saying maybe you're actually a little bit overbearing and you're not sure that you are. Like maybe when you guys like joke around, maybe you make fun of each other and you kind of give each other a bit of a hard time. So maybe you're not really creating the environment for him to ask. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's the year 2010. If you like this guy, you very much can just be like, dude, what is up? Come on, let's go, right? But by the same token, I mean, I don't know that you're always going to want to wear the pants in that regard. Maybe you will, but I find even the most independent, strong woman still likes for her man to take initiative sometimes. You know, she still likes to feel like he is a man, even though she's more than capable of taking care of herself. So, I don't know. Is he kind of a bit of a baby in every area of his life, or just in dealing with you? I would say if he's kind of, you know, man enough everywhere else, then maybe you can just be like, hey, so what are we doing? If he's kind of a baby everywhere, then maybe you should just get a real man. Sorry, hate to say that. Yeah, I think he just didn't know anything about women. Tell him to talk to me. I straighten him out. Okay, next question. I would really appreciate any help with emotional eating, eating disorders, poor body image, etc. Thanks. I am probably still going to have to write an article about this one, but I want to talk about it here anyway. Actually, let me see. What's the next question? I'm only going to talk about this one briefly then, because this does deserve its whole own article. But a lot of it all comes down to the self-image. Remember, we've talked about the self-image again and again and again, and how you see you. The whole thing about poor body image is just that, is that you see yourself in a way that is not accurate. So I would start again with forming the proper amount of love for yourself. Because here's the thing, you've got to love yourself now, right now. You've got to love yourself fat, skinny, rich, poor. You know, you've got to love yourself when everything is going right. You got to love yourself when everything's going wrong, right? And I'm about to sneeze. I apologize. So when you start looking for answers outside of yourself, be it in the arms of another person or in a tin of cookies, it's always going to go wrong, right? So start with reprogramming your self-image. Start with that. And this might come as a shock, but I did an article and a video on this that's called Emotions or You're Great and I Love You. So start reprogramming there. And there's also the swish pattern video I did in the Getting Rid of Baggage episode, where you can, the instant change episode, but the article was called Getting Rid of Baggage, where you can change that response, that whenever you get upset that you want to go and eat, you can change that root response with that instant change video. But I'm going to have to talk more about this one all on its own. So I'm actually going to go on about this. Go on. Hi. I'm 27 and my 30-year-old boyfriend has said, oh, hang on, never mind, gonna skip that one. Okay, no, I can't do that to you now because now you're curious. Hi, I'm 27 and my 30-year-old boyfriend has said to me that after 9 years of being together, he's worried that we're different people with different drives in life, meaning he has loads of hobbies and I don't. He said he wasn't ready for marriage and this is why. Again. Hi, I'm 27 and my 30-year-old boyfriend has said to me that after 9 years of being together, he's worried that we're different people with different drives in life, meaning he has loads of hobbies and I don't. He said he wasn't ready for marriage and that is why. Now it just so happens I know the person that asked this question, and so we were able to talk about it offline. I was getting a little more details. And there's a subtext to this question that's missing here, which is why I was going to skip it, and that's that this girl is a little clingy. She holds on to this guy very tight because she's afraid to lose him, and because she clings so tight, she's almost lost him. So the lesson that she had to learn was let go of him somewhat. Let him go and have his space and be able to run some. Because, you know, from being together from 21 to 30, that's a rough stretch of road. I mean, he's probably changed quite a bit. You've changed quite a bit. He probably does want some freedom. And so what I ultimately told this girl, again, because I knew all the variables of her situation, is go get a hobby. Go do something completely different. You know, take on a new passion where she can hang out with new people and be gone and not all, you know, underneath him all the time. And chances are high that he's probably going to start to feel a little weird about the fact that she's got a lot of neat new friends and doing a lot of neat new things. And he actually might miss some of that smothering and come back around. But to give this guy room, because their particular situation almost went kind of bad. Normally, I'd say anybody that said that that's crap. Because after 9 years, you know each other. And if you're like, I'm not sure after 9 years, then you're never going to be sure. Break up. But like I said, that situation, some different variables. Okay, next question. I'm scared of starting a new relationship after 2 long-term relationships where both men cheated on me. How do I get over this? I've been single for 3 years now. Thank you in advance. I'm scared of starting a new relationship after 2 long-term relationships. Both men cheated on me. How do I get over this? I've been single for 3 years now. Thank you in advance. Honestly, I would say that if you were in 2 long-term back-to-back relationships with cheaters, believe it or not, my first question would be, what was your relationship with your father like? And what was his relationship with your mother? I wouldn't be surprised if there was some infidelity there from one or the other of them. Because usually as adults, when we have these patterns that play out again and again and again, they're patterns that we learned when we were younger. So if there was some infidelity in the past between your parents growing up, then I would say the first thing you need to do, believe it or not, is forgive the cheating parent, honestly, and forgive the other parent for taking it. Because quite honestly, when we see one of our parents being as a victim, we can get just as angry at them as the one that was doing the dirt. The fact that the other person accepted it can get us so angry. The second thing is, forgive those men who cheated on you. Honestly. Forgive them truly, genuinely, and let it go. Again, forgiveness does not mean you're saying it's okay. Forgiveness does not mean you're saying it was cool that they cheated on you, because it's not. What forgiveness is you are releasing your negative emotion and your negative attachment to those situations that were clearly years ago. And you have to fully release it and fully let it go before you move on. And there's one other person that you got to forgive that we've forgotten about. And that's you. Forgive you. Because if you're not careful, you're going to develop trust issues. And if you've been single for 3 years, you probably have developed trust issues. Because even though those 2 guys cheated, that was them. That's not the next guy, okay? The only thing these 2 guys had in common was you and the type of guys that you choose. Which is why I ask about your dad. Because if you're trying to duplicate that type of man, then that type of man usually comes with a certain type of behavior, right? So you can be a little more strategic now about the last guy that you want to date. And hey, we've talked about this before in the article and video on relationships, that you can start off by making a list of first and foremost of what do you not want. What do you not want in a man? What is unacceptable in a relationship? And you write that down. And then in the do not want list is usually pretty long. By the way, whenever you're trying to attract anything, you can do this. It works with relationships, jobs, cars, whatever you want, okay? You start off with what you don't want. What will you not accept, or will you not accept anymore? Okay, that one's always easy. Always start with what you don't want, because a lot of people are confused about what they want. Everybody knows what they don't want. Okay, and then you start and you write the do want list. Now, if you're not sure of what you want, you take the exact opposite of the do not want list. And that becomes your blueprint for what you do want. And as you start moving forward, you can kind of start to fine tune it into the right thing. But be careful of writing vague things like, oh, I want to be loved, or I want to be happy. You can have that now. Happiness, love, those are emotional states that you generate within yourself at any time. Like that, in an instant, you can feel happy. And the way you feel happy in an instant is by vividly imagining the last time you felt truly happy. Remember everything, what it looked like, what it smelled like, what it tastes like, who you were with, what you were doing, what you could hear, what you could smell, taste, touch. The last time you felt really happy, you'll feel really happy again. If for some reason that was with your ex, then think about a time before that. Maybe when you were really little, but sometime with no strings attached, and you'll feel good again. So forgive all these people. Forgive the parents if there was infidelity. Forgive the guys that did the dirt to you, and forgive yourself for letting the dirt be done to you. And then figure out the type of man that you want. And once you know the man that you want, and not the kind of man you keep choosing, then it will be easier to find the right one. Does that make sense? Because it may be that you can't just go after the first guy that when you walk into the room. Like I can tell you, for me and my background, and I'm almost out of time, I was always attracted to psychos. Like the craziest girls out there. I could just pick them out of a room. It was like radar. And I still can. But I made a conscious choice that I wanted a good, sane, loving woman. And then I found that, and then I've been married for years. So, I'm out of time. I love you. Find me anywhere. Examiner.com, peacelovemoney.com, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, YouTube, B. Dave Walters. You're great, and I love you. Bye-bye.